So coming up in this video, I'm going to show you a reset for your golf swing if you're really struggling. I'm going to talk about the body movement and also some suggestions on golf equipment. So as a senior golfer, and I'm a senior golfer, I know exactly what it feels like to lose a bit of mobility and flexibility. So I'm just going to show you some simple ways to get that back. So the first thing I want you to do is get 3 golf clubs, and we're going to make a bit of a triangle, putting one club on top of the other 2. Don't hold the club normally, split your hands apart because they feel heavy. And what we're going to do now is use momentum to get the body moving and get that feeling of flexibility back. So we start with a half swing, just turning the body hip height to hip height. The wrists are not involved at this point. And we're just using the weight of the club to get your body moving. Then we introduce the wrists. And I would recommend that we do about 5 or 6 of these. And then swing back as far as you can. So you don't have to go all the way back, but as far as you can do normally, and use the weight to really get the body moving. Once you've done that around about 20 times in total, chuck one club away, then just put one club on top of the other, keep your hands separated, do the same thing all the way through. Again, about 15 to 20 times, and then when you start to swing one club, it's going to feel so much lighter, but you'll also have a sensation of flow in your golf swing. It's a brilliant way of warming up, so you've only got 2 minutes before you tee off. Do it with this 3 club drill. It's a really fast way to improve your golf swing before you start your round of golf. So number 2, what we should consider is a 3/4 backswing. We haven't all got that flexibility and mobility to get the club all the way over your shoulder. And a lot of people say to me that once they get the club too far back, they feel like they've lost control of the golf swing. So I've got no issue with what we call a 3/4 swing. But what I would advise you to do is not just do a 3/4 swing and not use your wrists when you're using your elbow, but just try and involve the wrists if you can. Obviously we haven't all got that flexibility in the wrists, but if you could use your wrists, and if the club only gets back this far, that's absolutely fine by me in the backswing. But what we need to do now is make sure that we're moving our body well through impact. We don't want a 3/4 swing just moving your arms, we want to involve the body. So if I was just do a quick demonstration now, so quite happy with the length of backswing, and on the follow through as we strike the shot, make sure that your weight is moving forward. Then you're going to have mass and velocity going in the same direction at the same time, rather than just velocity or speed with the club head.
And we're not going to lose any distance by doing that then? No, it's still going to go as far, or what would you say?
It's quite often that we'll hit it even further because it feels like there's less effort. You don't feel like you're forcing the length of your backswing. It also helps with time and rhythm as well. So yeah, quite often you'll actually gain distance from doing that, as long as you match it up with good body movement. So make sure you practice your 3/4 swing. You don't have to hit golf balls, you can do it in the garden. I would recommend that you video yourself just so you can see exactly what you're doing. But if you're matching it up with good body movement, chances are you're going to hit much more consistent golf shots.
So the wrists are really important, aren't they? Is there a way that we can, encourage their flexibility and mobility when we're not on a golf course?
Absolutely. So what you do is you stick your thumb out and hold it with your bottom hand, so it doesn't matter if you're left or right-handed. And what we're going to do here is just work on this motion in the backswing. It's what we call a throwing motion, but this is working on getting the wrist setting and unsetting this way, what we call cocking and uncocking, a bit like pulling the trigger of a gun. So if you don't use your wrists, you'll tend to use your elbows, and that will work out a bit slow, and you'll probably lose a bit of club head speed. So very, very simple way to practice it.
Do that by making a cup of coffee then.
Absolutely.
Simple tip, love it.
So the third thing I want to talk about is your body movement. I've showed this many times before, but people are getting it completely wrong, and I just want to demonstrate what they're doing wrong and how to improve it.
It's not very polite.
It's just a fact, Joe. People are getting it wrong, and it's making things more difficult. So I want to show you exactly how you need to move your body.
Go on then.
So I want you first off to get into your golfing posture. So we're bending from the hips. So imagine you're hitting a 7-iron. I want you now to pay attention to my footwork and the way that my eyes move in the golf swing. So I'll just demonstrate to you how I want it to look, and then I'll show you how people get it wrong. So this is how people get it wrong. They practice this probably too upright. So I want you to get into your golfing posture and watch what I do with my head. So people look over here and then stop when they come to hit the golf ball. So this is completely the wrong way around of doing it. So in the golf swing, we want to see the ball in the backswing and then follow it in the follow through. We don't look away from the ball because this then is a pointless exercise. So if you watch my feet now, as you look at my left ankle now, my ankle has moved nice and freely and my knee has moved behind the object ball. So I'm not moving my knee in front of the object ball because this is not going to allow you to weight transfer very well. So my ankle's moving nice and freely, and then as soon as we go in the other direction, I'm then finishing right up on my toe of my right foot rather than keeping that flat on the floor. Again, I see so many people doing this incorrectly. So the correct way to do it is see the golf ball in your backswing, allow your ankle to move, your weights move to your right hand side. We're coming back through impact and then we follow the golf ball with your eyes. Now your weight will move onto your front foot. You'll finish in balance and you'll be able to hold that finish that so many people don't do very often. So the fourth thing I want you to think about is your posture. We get very comfortable, but we also get into bad habits. We end up sitting down a bit too much and that reflects in your golf swing. So I just want to show you how to get the right distance from the golf ball, get you in good posture, but I also want you to consider ball position. If we change that slightly, we could gain a few extra yards. So let me just show you what I'm talking about. So I just want to remind you of the posture routine. So it's a 3-step process: arms, hips, knees. Always do it in that order. But what I want you to consider now is ball position, and there's a simple way that we can gain a little bit of extra yardage. Following this routine, normally you'll have the golf ball in the center of your stance, but if you've lost a little bit of distance, consider putting the ball slightly further back in your stance. Only a ball's width, it doesn't need to be a lot. Make sure your hands are in front of the golf ball. This will de-loft the golf club slightly and send the golf ball that little bit further. And the fifth thing I want you to consider is the golf equipment that you're using. This is my old stiff shafted 3-iron. I swapped to graphite about 7 years ago and I have to say I've never looked back. The issue with steel shafts, first off, they're quite heavy. The other thing is, over time, the shafts, as they cure, they get stiffer, which means that they're not going to have the flexibility in them, and it's normal that you're going to lose quite a bit of distance. So graphite doesn't have that issue. It stays the same flex no matter how old it is. But my 3-iron, the weight of that shaft was at 110 grams. The shaft in my, this is my 6-iron, is only 59 grams. Now, people think it's a bit of a myth that graphite shafts hit the golf ball further. That's not really true. The reason they go further is because they're lighter, you can move them quicker, and it also feels so much easier to swing them. The other benefit of it is when you miss it at an iron, you get the vibration up the steel shaft, goes into your wrist, and that can lead to injuries. That tends not to happen with graphite. It almost feels like it stops at the grip and you don't get that vibration up your hands. But what I've noticed when I moved from steel shafts to graphite, I was at least a club longer, if not a club and a half longer, and yet I wasn't doing anything any different. It's just the fact that I could move the golf club quicker because it's nice and light.
But surely on a round of golf as well, if you've got a push or a pull trolley, cart or whatever, it's going to take less energy to take your clubs with you as well, surely.
Ultimately, if you're moving less weight around the golf course, Joe, you're going to preserve your energy. So remember, if you want to improve your golf game, check out ProperGolfing.com and the new level of membership that's available. So thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. And remember, if you want to get in touch with me, the link's in the description below. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Take care. Bye.